A big leak for Assassin's Creed? Who cares about Assassin's Creed? Because I do.
So with all the news related to Mirage, and with the game only being a few weeks away from release, obviously all the attention is on that game. And as of right now, codename Red, the Feudal Japan RPG game that's rumored to be coming out next year, isn't on my mind all that much. But
I'm
a
curious
little over a
about
week
this.
ago, we got some pretty big leaks from Insider Gaming, filling us in on several key details involving the game. So I thought it'd be important to talk about, because once Mirage is out, the focus will soon switch over to codename Red. Now this leak is by no means official confirmation, of course, but Tom Henderson has proven to be reliable in the past, and some of the things mentioned in this leak are details we've actually been hearing about for a while now. The big one being codename Red is going to be a dual protagonist game. This is being
So
developed
two characters?
by Ubisoft
That's nice.
Quebec, who of course made Odyssey, but they also made the only other dual protagonist game in the series with Syndicate. So it looks like they're trying their hand at that idea once again, which
Could be cool.
personally I don't love. I feel like there's very few games that pull off dual
Tucker.
protagonists successfully, and the way it was done in Syndicate felt a bit lackluster to me, since Jacob and Evie still play very similarly, even though Jacob is meant to be the combat archetype while Evie is the stealthy one. But aside from some unique skills, they mostly play the same with the same animations. However, the good news is, supposedly codename Red is putting a bigger emphasis on creating a difference in playstyle between the two characters,
By the way,
especially with one being a samurai and the other a
I was about to say, I am so excited for like being in Japan. The weapons, the styles, I love Japan and the beauty, the architecture, the nature. I am so excited for the next big Assassin's Creed to be in Japan.
with one being a samurai and the other a shinobi. So if they can actually make these characters
ninja
feel
and
very
samurai.
distinct
Oh, so
and
good,
different
guys.
from one another in terms of gameplay, then I can get on board with that. I'm still a little nervous about the concept though. And similar to Syndicate, the male protagonist is apparently going to be the more combat-focused archetype with more brutish heavy attacks and weapons, while the female shinobi is going to be agile and stealth-focused. I'm curious
it.
how they're going to balance this though. Are you going to be able to choose which character to play as and swap on the fly? Or is it like Syndicate, where certain missions have to be played with a specific character? Because as someone who primarily plays these games more stealthily, I would probably just play as the shinobi character because I don't care for that combat-focused playstyle.
I guarantee you what they're gonna do is they're gonna force you into a character for story missions. Definitely for the campaign. So during the campaign, they're gonna force you to stay as one character to learn all the stealth or all the attack of the samurai and then all the stealth of the ninja. But man, I hope it's not forced on you during the campaign, because it would be nice to be able to kind of have a free world environment where you pick how you want to make the attack. Do you want to go stealthy or do you want to go ninja? You know, I like being able to, I like having options and picking what I want to do.
I don't know, there's a lot of ways they could do it, and it's certainly something I'd be concerned with. Now, as for the actual characters themselves, the male is rumored to be an African refugee who joins the Creed and becomes a samurai. A lot of
Cool
people
as
think
hell.
this character may actually be
An African
Yasuke,
samurai?
or based
Ooh.
on Yasuke, who was a real person and the first African samurai. I did some research on him for this
awesome.
video, and his story is actually really interesting, so that could be cool. Or maybe it's just a fictional character loosely based on him, who knows. But
That
the
would be
important piece
awesome.
of information I got from this
Yakuza.
was that he joins the Creed. So these characters are going to be actual assassins, which is something I was hoping for ever since they announced this game. Since the Assassin's Creed actually existed during feudal Japan, and not just as the hidden ones, at this point they are the proper Assassin's Creed. There's still no real confirmation of when during feudal Japan this game is taking place. It's a fairly large time period spanning well over 400 years, but regardless of when the game takes place, the Creed should formally exist as we knew it in the older games. Which is pretty exciting because this would make it the first time since Syndicate, we are seeing the Brotherhood as the Assassin's Creed and not just the hidden ones.
That
It
would
is
be cool
possible
as
the
hell
game will
too.
take place in the late 1500s, as that's when Yasuke was a samurai, which I would prefer since Ghost of Tsushima took place in the 1200s. It'd be nice to get a bit of a different time period or era during feudal Japan. It's also possible it's taking place during the Edo period. There's some rumors that the game is actually going to be called Assassin's Creed Edo, which would be anywhere from the 17th to the 19th century, although I would expect it to be closer to the former. I can't see them doing a game in the 19th century. That's not even feudal Japan at that point. But the whole Edo thing
I know they're not going to do a game in the 19th century, but it would be awesome as hell if they do Assassin's Creed in the 19th century.
may end up being completely false.
Even in
We don't know. To me, the 1500s sounds way more likely. And as for the female character, there's basically nothing known about her except for the fact that she's a shinobi. And we can assume she's the one we saw in that reveal trailer from the Assassin's Creed celebration last year. Now, as for some of the gameplay features, this is another thing I've been hearing for a while, but wasn't sure if it was true. Codename Red is supposedly putting a big emphasis onto fleshing out stealth. Yes please. Yes please. That's encouraging to hear. I think maybe Quebec heard some of the criticism with Odyssey and the RPG games being less stealth focused, and so hopefully that's an area they're really looking to improve. Apparently, similar to like in Splinter Cell, you'll be able to
Although I like
hide in the
Splinter Cell
darkness
stealth.
and the shadows, even being able to extinguish torches to limit the enemy's vision. Like how you could shoot the lights in the Splinter Cell games to do the same. That even kind of reminds me of the Origami games a bit, where you use the shadows to stay hidden. Ironically enough, that's another feudal Japan stealth-focused game. The game is also rumored to be pushing the boundaries with the amount of destruction the environments allow for. We should be able to break anything in the game that you could expect to break in
That's
real
pretty cool.
life with the tools and weapons, like screen doors that can be slashed and broken open. That
Imagine
sounds really cool.
you come into a
Maybe a
screen
little
door with
too
your
good to
sword.
be true, but we'll see. That definitely sounds like a nice improvement to expect, though, from a next-gen Assassin's Creed game. And then finally, the report states what we've been hearing for the last couple months, and that Codename Red is expected to launch during the holiday window of 2024, meaning
Next year.
yearly Assassin's Creed may be back temporarily. I don't want to set any expectations, it is still way too early. I will say I like the sound of most of the things we've heard from this leak.
I
The
agree.
dual protagonist approach does worry me a bit because I wasn't a big fan of that
Could be
angle in
cool, though.
Syndicate.
Could be
But if they
cool.
can truly expand on what they did there and make the characters feel more distinct from one another, then I'm open to it. Of course, with Mirage on the way, that's really got my full attention right now, so we'll check back in with Codename Red as more information comes out, and whenever the game is officially revealed with its full title and everything. Again, maybe it's Assassin's Creed Edo, which is kind of a lame name to be honest, that seems too basic, but who knows if that's even true. Let me know what you guys think about these Codename Red leaks. Are you excited for this game, or are you not really into the RPG Assassin's Creed games? As always, if you enjoyed the video,
Oh, real quick, the gaming junkie wants to go to Japan. It'll be so cool, brother. When I was flying to Japan, it felt like a dream. I never thought it would come. The day would come. I want a giant ship so I can feel free king at sea after being beaten in a game. I miss Black Flag in Assassin's Creed so much. I actually want to play Black Flag now. It was just such a great game. The battles in the ships were great.